It's the Martin and Dean Chronicles. Ready for laughs and cheers? One's a geezer, one's a queer. Find out who on the Martin and Dean Chronicles. Tune in, don't delay. Martin and Dean will make your day. Chapter 9. U.S.A Blacksite. The aircraft rattles through the sky as they enter U.S. airspace. Inside, Dean is lounging in a seat, smug as hell. Martin sits beside him, stiff as a board, fidgeting nervously. At the controls, a young German pilot, who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else, grips the yoke with white knuckles.
They're going to shoot us down, entering U.S. airspace in a Nazi plane. We are going to die.
Ja, most likely.
See? Even the pilot agrees.
Dean sipping from a stolen Nazi flask.
Jesus, Martin, have some faith. I've got this.
With all due respect, Herr Dean, you are an idiot.
And yet I'm still the one making the plans. Funny how that works.
The radio suddenly crackles to life.
Unidentified Nazi aircraft, state your purpose or prepare to be shot down.
Dean grinning, leaning into the mic.
Ah, yes, hello there, Uncle Sam. This is General Awesome Geezer Dean, and we are on a critical mission. I must speak with Albert Einstein immediately.
General Awesome Geezer Dean?
You gotta sell it, Martin.
Silence. Then in the distant, a roar of approaching aircraft engines sound.
They're sending fighters.
What are you mumbling, Hans?
My name is Klaus, not Hans. I am praying. We are going to be shot down.
Yeah, Hans, Klaus, whatever you're called, we will be fine. We're getting an escort.
Or an execution squad.
Turns out it was neither. Instead, it was a first-class ticket to an undisclosed military black site. The aircraft lands with screeching tires, and suddenly military boots start stomping nearby. The moment they opened the door, a bunch of angry Americans decided to introduce them to the pavement. Hoods thrown over their heads as they struggled.
Oh, great, yeah, let's just throw a fucking hood over us. Love the hospitality. This is why no one likes you Americans.
Dean, shut up.
They're all thrown into cells. Doors being slammed shut after, then silence, which seemed like hours. One of the cell doors then creaks open. Heavy boots walk in. A gruff, unimpressed interrogator starts talking. He points at Martin.
Take that one first and put their pilot in the other holding cell. Frank will deal with him.
Where are you taking him?
Shut the fuck up.
They grab Martin and take him to another room. The pilot is put in another cell to see Frank. Who the fuck is Frank?
You, what's your story?
Martin at this point just dead inside and fed up.
I like men.
What?
I like men.
The interrogator looks horrified.
What do you mean by that?
You really gonna make me spell it out?
Yes!
Martin, rolling his eyes, sighing dramatically.
I am a fucking gay. I enjoy romantic and physical relations with men. I am married to that loudmouth bastard in the other cell.
Disgusting.
Martin mockingly replies,
Oh no, a man loves another man. What a fucking tragedy.
The interrogator punches Martin, which makes Martin let out a loud grunt.
That is a punishable offense.
Oh yeah, because everything in 1939 is so fucking advanced, right? Women can't vote properly, racism is thriving, and somehow me kissing my husband is the biggest problem.
You disgust me.
Oh, I disgust you. You work for a country where people keep eating fucking canned meat. That's the real crime here.
Enough!
Martin gets dragged out of the room and thrown back into the cell. Martin groaning, bruised but smug.
Well, that was a fucking thrill ride.
Dean for once being a bit concerned.
You good?
Yeah, got punched for being gay.
Ugh, classic.
Your turn, dickhead.
Don't do anything stupid, Dean.
Me stupid never, unless it's funny as hell.
Dean gets dragged into the room. A chair scraps across the floor.
We know about your relationship with that man.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not this again.
So you admit it?
Admit what, that my husband is a homosexual? Yes, Sherlock, gold star for you, dickhead.
And what about you?
I'm not gay.
Then why are you married to a man?
Because he is more than a friend, you thick-skulled gobshite. Doesn't mean I want to suck a dick.
That makes no sense.
Neither does your entire fucking interrogation. What's next? You're gonna ask me if I fondle oranges seductively just because I like fruit?
Stop deflecting. Why are you pretending to be a German general? Why do you need Einstein?
Prick, it ain't pretend. I'm a alderman. If I told you why, you'd never believe me.
Try me.
All right.
Dean leans in with a most serious look in his eyes.
I am from the fucking future.
You think I'm an idiot?
I don't think it. I know it.
Talk. Now, what are you planning?
I got a better idea. Take this, you cunt.
Dean headbutts the interrogator. A scuffle breaks out, chairs flying. Somehow, through sheer bastard energy, Dean is winning this fight. Guards rush in and grab Dean.
Put him in his fucking cell.
Dean is thrown back into the cell.
Dean, you okay? What happened? You're bleeding. We are so totally fucked.
I'm fine, Martin, even better.
Dean, grinning away, holds up some keys.
Martin, my dear, my sweet sarcastic nightmare, we are so not fucked.
Dean unlocks the cell. Martin and Dean had just pulled off an impeccable, if improvised, escape. Armed with a stolen keyring and Dean's absolute lack of self-preservation, they were sneaking their way through the underground Blacksite, past dimly lit corridors, guards who clearly failed their training, and a ventilation system that smelled like a dying raccoon. Dean whispering, very cocky-like.
See, Martin, flawless plan.
Martin whispering back, but unimpressed.
You head-butted a man, stole his keys, and hoped they'd work. That wasn't a plan. That was a concussion in progress.
And yet here we are, not dead, so technically I'm a genius.
More like a jammy little fucker.
Martin, what's gotten into you with all this swearing? Not like you?
Dean, just shut the fuck up for once.
I like this side of you.
I guess Martin swears now. Okay then. Dean shuffles through the keys, unlocking doors as they move. Martin pauses, his eyes narrowing.
Wait.
Dean groans.
Oh, what now? We don't have time for your gut feelings, Martin. We need to...
Martin pointing ahead.
File room.
Okay, and...
Think, Dean. Top secret government bullshit is in there. What if Einstein's location is on file?
Dean pauses, then sighs.
Fuck me, fine, but if we get caught, it'll fucking hit you.
Door creaks open as Martin and Dean slip inside. The room was stacked with filing cabinets, rows upon rows of government secrets, all labelled with military jargon. Martin dove straight into the files while Dean took a slightly less productive approach, Dean leaning against a desk, flipping through random documents.
Huh. Did you know Roosevelt once farted during a meeting with Churchill and tried to blame the dog?
Not the time, Dean.
Oh, and here's one about actual fucking aliens. Well, that's comforting.
Focus, you dickhead. Einstein.
Fine.
Martin suddenly feeling triumphant.
Got it. Albert Einstein, Princeton, New Jersey, 112 Mercer Street.
You beautiful, devious bastard.
I know. Now let's get the fuck out of here before...
In the distant footsteps start approaching.
Well, shit.
Move now.
They sprinted out of the file room and back into the dim corridor. Just as they were about to take off toward the exit, Martin then halts suddenly.
Wait.
Again with the fucking waiting?
Martin starts gesturing to a side hallway.
The other cells.
So? Klaus.
They didn't have to save Klaus. Frankly, Dean was perfectly content leaving him to rot. But Martin, ever the soft bastard, insisted they turn a corner and skid to a stop in front of a cell. Martin grimacing.
Jesus.
Inside, Klaus looked like absolute shit. His uniform was tattered, his face was bruised, and he was slumped against the cold concrete, muttering in German.
Well, he's looked worse.
When?
Okay, fine, he looks like complete shite, whatever. Let's bust him out before I start feeling bad about it.
Keys rattle. They open cell door. Klaus groggy, mumbling in German.
Ich hasse alles.
Dean leaning down, smirking.
Well, if it isn't Hans, Franz, Dieter, whatever the fuck your name is, ready to stop sulking and help us steal a goddamn helicopter?
Klaus groaning, barely lifting his head.
You are the worst people I have ever met.
That's fair. Now get up. We're busting out.
Martin and Dean hoist Klaus to his feet.
I cannot fly. They broke my ribs.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you stop moaning.
We'll find you some morphine or vodka, whichever make you feel better faster.
Or both. I vote both.
Alarms blaring and a klaxon screaming.
Shit, move.
With Klaus half limping, half being dragged by Martin, they bolted through the facility like rats in a maze. Dean was mostly leading the way, based on absolutely nothing except bad instincts and luck.
Where the fuck is the exit?
You don't know?
Do I look like I have a fucking map?
Klaus weakly wheezing.
Try the big hangar doors.
Oh, try the big fucking hangar doors. Why didn't I think of that?
Heavy doors bursting open, wind howls as they step into the hangar, and there it was. Sitting in the middle of the hangar, looking like the answer to their prayers, a goddamn helicopter, Martin feeling relieved.
Oh, thank fuck.
Oi, Klaus, can you still fly that thing?
Klaus clutching ribs, grunting,
Yeah, with a lot of pain.
Dean grabbing him and dragging him toward the cockpit.
Yeah, cry about it later. Just get us the fuck out of here.
Helicopter blades whirring to life. Soldiers shouting from behind, they start to fire.
Move!
The helicopter lifts off just as bullets ricochet off the floor. The hangar disappears below them. Dean laughing like a madman.
Woo! Fuck you, America!
Jesus Christ, Dean, do not scream that while we're going to New Jersey.
And just like that, our highly dysfunctional trio was on their way to Princeton, New Jersey. Their destination? Albert fucking Einstein. Helicopter lands. The bid farewell to Klaus. They head to Einstein's address and knock on the wooden door. The door creaked open, revealing the man himself. Wild-haired, bushy-moustached and wearing slippers. He stared at them, blinking in silence. Einstein, mildly annoyed, thick German accent.
If you are here to sell me vacuum cleaner, I tell you now, I do not want vacuum.
Dean, grinning, nudging Martin.
See, told you he'd be a grumpy old bastard. Definitely a genius.
Martin, ignoring Dean, feeling desperate.
Professor Einstein, we need your help.
Einstein, squinting at them.
You look like trouble.
Dean, grinning wider.
Oh, you have no fucking idea. Better get some glasses and a bottle of whiskey.
Einstein sighs and steps aside.
This already sounds exhausting.
A bottle uncorks. Liquid pours into glasses. A fire crackles in the background. Einstein poured them each a generous helping of whiskey, because frankly, nothing about these two screamed stable individuals. Dean, already feeling very fucking comfortable in the great scientist's home, leaned back in his chair, swirling his drink like a proper arsehole. Einstein, taking a sip, eyeing them warily.
So, who exactly are you two?
Dean, legend. Geezer, this is Martin. A bit of a twat, but still all right.
Martin sighing, rubbing his temples.
For fuck's sake.
Dean ignoring him, leaning forward.
Listen, Albie, we're not from this time.
Einstein, raising an eyebrow.
Oh? And where are you from?
The year 2020.
A heavy silence. The clock ticks in the background. Einstein deadpan, sipping whiskey.
Well, how interesting and totally unbelievable. My theory of relativity shows it's impossible.
Dean, grinning, lifting his glass.
Hear us out, mate. Drink your whiskey and just listen.
Einstein gesturing with his drink.
Tell me everything.
Metal clatters as Dean places the device on the table, Martin pointing at it.
This is what sent us back.
Einstein leaning in, fascinated.
Interesting. Very interesting. Looks similar to my sketches, but it can't be.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It also doesn't work anymore.
We think a thunderstorm set it off, but now it's dead.
Einstein stroking his chin.
A storm. The electrical discharge must have overloaded the quantum stabilizers.
I mean, sure, that sounds fancy enough.
Einstein excited, muttering to himself.
So the theoretical concept of time displacement does work. Mine got.
Einstein already taking the device apart, tools clinking, wires buzzing. Einstein muttering in German as he works. Einstein worked on the device for hours, tweaking, rewiring, occasionally cursing under his breath in German. Dean and Martin sat back, sipping whiskey, watching the world's smartest man do his thing. Finally, Einstein leaned back, wiping his hands, Einstein grinning, proud.
There, it's fixed. I also updated it. You now have control over your destination as well.
Martin blinking, stunned.
Wait, you mean we can choose where we go now?
Yeah. Before the device was unstable. Now you enter coordinates and it will take you to a precise time and place.
So you're saying we've got a fucking time GPS?
Brilliant.
Right. Let's get the fuck out of 1939 before we get arrested again.
Join us to continue the adventures by hitting subscribe. If you enjoyed our exploration, give us a like. And share your thoughts in the comments below.